started. While we're waiting to get started here, just to let you guys know, this will be recorded, and it will be presented on YouTube within the next week. We are behind as far in regards to getting the videos out there, so it will be available next week on YouTube. So you can catch the rebroadcast on YouTube whenever you like. Actually, go on YouTube. You can find all the last 6 weeks episodes, topics that we've been talking about. Marketing has been the biggest one, in grades the last couple of weeks. This week we will talk about. We'll get into camps. So please take notes, and we'll get started here in about 1 minute. All right, let's get this party started here. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, from wherever you are listening to this currently at the moment or on rebroadcast. I am your host, Coach Holman. I want to welcome you guys all to the recruiting podcast. All right, we got a special, not really a special guest. He's usually here every week with us, Coach Hughes. Coach Hughes, how you doing today, man?
Good. Once I got this unmuted, I'm doing great. You, Coach?
I can't really complain. I'm gonna turn this virtual background on so people can actually see me because it doesn't apparently work. Okay, there we go. Yeah, no. I'm doing well, man. It's last week I lost my voice, and I'm still kind of recovering from losing my voice. So hopefully I'll be able to make it through the night. But Coach Hughes, man, it's a wonderful time of the year. You know why? Get ready to go into camps, man. We're getting ready to go into camps. So the topic of discussion, once again, if you guys are just now joining me, is camps. So tonight we're going to talk about camps. We're not going to get in. This is going to probably be a 2 or 3 week series where we talk about camps. But let's jump right into it. All right. The biggest question I always get from parents and athletes is, "Hey, coach, should I go to this camp, or what camp should I go to?" Those questions, right? Those are very, very simple questions that I can give you an answer to. Every opportunity that you get as an athlete to go to a camp, you should go. All right. Now, there are going to be some camps that are better than others. Some things are going to offer, that some camps are not going to, but at least do your research, right? So if you want to go to a third-party camp, okay? So a third-party camp is anybody that hosts a camp that is not a university, right? So if I host a camp, I'm a third party. If Under Armour hosts a camp, they're a third party. Even though they got a big brand behind them, they're a third party. Nike hosts a camp, they're a third party, right? Those are third party camps, all right? Nothing wrong with the third party camps. There's so many third party camps. There's a lot more third party camps than there are actual college camps, all right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Or showcases is what they also call them as well. The biggest thing to take away from, any third-party camp is when you go, make sure you are taking advantage of every opportunity. networking and communicating with the person that's in charge, seeing what opportunities they may be able to leverage it to help you propel yourself with exposure. Also, in addition, um, seeing what other opportunities may be coming along the way to make sure you're prepared, right? Or see who else are they connected with. Are they affiliated with any other camps that are being held around the country? Or is this just kind of a one-time deal, right? So, Coach Hughes, man, I know you're gonna talk about mega camps. The mega camp is going to be the biggest topic of discussion. Are you ready? You ready for that tonight, man? You ready to take that on?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right, man. Go ahead. The floor is yours, brother.
Okay, so like what he means by mega camps is the fact there's a lot of kids there. There are camps with a lot of schools, 5+ schools, a lot of kids. A lot of coaches are looking and watching. The biggest thing to understand when you're at a mega camp is that you're going to get reps, but you can't stand around waiting for reps. You got to get in, get your reps done, get your work done, make it look good. There's an etiquette to going to camps, and it's a yes sir, no sir. You behave yourself, you show a lot of respect. They remember those things, and they remember the guy that busts his rear end. There's a lot of kids that stand back waiting to be called. Don't do that. Get up there, get your reps. I think an important thing is to understand too is make sure, like, if your family comes with you, someone comes with you, your phone's available. So you can get information, you can get business cards, you can exchange Twitter. Twitter's big right now for us. So there's a lot of things that needs to be done. And then the other thing too is when you do your Twitter, make sure, and I'll get into this spill here in a little bit, is that you have like your GPA and different things on it. So that way they can look and they know what kind of kid they're dealing with. I always tell the story about going to a camp and there was a guy from Princeton or Yale or somewhere, and he was able to look at a kid that had the 4.0. Was he the greatest athlete? No, but he had the grades to get in. So just be prepared to field those type of questions and do the information that you need to do. And then one more quick thing, so I'm not taking up all your time, is the fact that when a camp is over, a lot of times coaches, they haven't seen their buddies for a while. They're standing around chatting, they're saying hi. Go up and talk to them. Introduce yourself. Tell them who you are. Tell them you have film. Again, exchange numbers, cards, whatever you need to do. Let them know, hey, I just got my report card. I'm a 3.8 student. I'd like to come to school. So if that covers a lot of things, if anyone's got any questions, how do you want to do questions, Coach? On chat
Yeah,
or?
then you can just drop them in the chat, or we'll wait to the end to answer those questions. But is that you said a mouthful there, man. I didn't know you was gonna give that much value tonight, Coach Hughes. But we're gonna come back to you in a second, man. But I just want to piggyback off of that. That mega camps are 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 a wonderful opportunity, especially if you understand what you need to do as a player going in to make sure you're able to maximize on the opportunity, right? Coach Hughes talked about, there's going to be a lot of kids there. There'll be a lot of coaches there as well. 5+ schools technically defines a mega camp, defines a mega camp. So the biggest thing for you as an athlete when you are going to these mega camps is what Coach Hughes just talked about, is making sure that you are you are, when you get there, you're working your tail off, and you're not sitting in the background just waiting for a coach to say, okay, come on, come on, Johnny, get in. They're not gonna do that, right? They're gonna be focused on the kids that are in there, like doing what they need to do. So when you go to these camps, understand you're gonna have to fight guys. And I mean, literally, you might have to like square up with a guy and say, hey, bro, I'm taking these next couple reps and you're gonna have to go somewhere else, right? So just make sure you're prepared to be able to be ready, maybe scrap to get reps, because it's, there's a kid, just because you're there, and you think you hot stuff. There's gonna be other kids that think they're hot stuff, and when coaches come out, this is a crazy thing. This is a crazy thing about mega camps. When coaches come out, man, listen, guys come out of the woodwork, and guys are putting on, right? But the thing is, this is speaking to guys' character. What are you doing when the coach is not watching, right? So when you go to these third party camps, for example, what I just talked about earlier at the beginning of this podcast was that the fact, these third party camps, a lot of times college coaches cannot, let me say this, FBS, some of the Power Five schools that a lot of these kids want cannot be present. Now, obviously, with Zoom and things like that, they can be streamed in and things of such, right? But a lot of times they're not going to be present, like they're physically. They can be streamed in to camps, but a lot of times they're not going to be there. So, you might say, okay, well, hey, such and such school is not here, or, this is a school, a D3 school I'm not really interested in. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of take it easy, take it light. Let me tell you this, okay, and we're gonna get to this at some point in time as we progress in this thing. But Coach Hughes talked about coaches and understanding relationships and stuff like that. Just because a coach is at a D3 school, Nebraska Technical College, or the schools of dummies, or whatever the name, whatever you want to call the school, he's at that school today. Okay, literally tomorrow, he could be the next position coach at whatever school in the country. Okay, University of Alabama, Florida State, Georgia, it doesn't matter. Any school, you name it, right? So it's important at any camp you go to is that you're giving maximum effort and you're giving it all you can, and then that you're networking and talking to every coach. It doesn't matter what school the coach is at right now, because what did I just say? I just said this. It does not matter where the coach is today. Tomorrow he can be at your dream school. And guess what? You missed out on an opportunity because you wanted to say, well, he ain't at my school I want to go to, or oh, that's D3, that's D2, that's NAIA. I ain't really trying to go to those schools. Listen, in today's society, you better not leave any opportunity for chance, okay? Because the market is too competitive. All right. For everybody that's been joining me over the last couple of weeks, this is the thing I harp on the most, okay? The demand for scholarships is through the roof, okay? The supply, okay, for scholarships is very, very minimal, okay? So what do you mean by that, Coach Holman? I mean the fact that how many guys and girls, and this is just not does not just relate to football, basketball. This relates to soccer, lacrosse, tennis, any sport that offers scholarships beyond high school in regards to sports. This is related to those sports. Okay, the number of people that want to be able to earn a scholarship, an athletic scholarship, is much greater than the actual how many scholarships a lot of these schools have. Okay, and as the big schools have the most, especially the ones that have money generating sports, typically football, basketball. But as you get into the smaller schools, those things start to decrease. And for smaller schools, I mean like FCS, D2, D3, stuff like that. D3 does have no athletic scholarship, but the FCS and then the D2 level in regards to that. Now, the majority of every FBS school is going to be able to offer a full scholarship, full athletic scholarship. Now, there may be a situation where there was scholarship money left over from a player transferring or some such like that, and you might be able to be a beneficiary of what's remaining on that age. So listen, athletes, please, parents, please help your athletes understand that they, at the end of the day, need to make sure that they're doing everything they can at these camps. And we talked about it last week, between marketing and networking. And networking is basically when they go to these camps, talking to coaches, exchanging information, even with other players and coaches that are in attendance as well. Okay. Coach Hughes, I'm gonna let you take the floor again. I know you wanted to talk on the biggest marketing piece that every player has. And the thing about this, they have control over this one. The other one, they can't really control the athletic piece, right? But this thing that Coach Hughes is about to touch on again, I'll touch on here right now, is something that they have control over at the end of the day. Go ahead, take the floor, Coach Hughes.
Every week when we do these casts, we always talk about grades, right? Is that what we're going? Going with grades.
I think so, man. Yeah. Yeah, we're
Don't
going
don't
that way.
be don't be the guy where the coach calls and says, I got to take away a scholarship because I can't do anything with this 1.6, coach. Make sure you do your homework. Make sure you're following the process. I talked to some kids today. Make sure your junior year you're taking your SAT, your ACTs. Make sure that when you do apply for colleges, you have those scores because you will need them. Make sure if we have some young kids out there that are eighth grade freshmen, your freshman year is your most important. Make sure your freshman year you do the best you can. Not that you slack off any other time, but you don't want to play catch up. And then make sure you just follow the steps that you need to do. Get with your guidance counselors. Make sure you register for the NC2A. We have the link for that. And make sure whatever else you do is you don't slouch off your senior year either. So my advice to you this evening, again, without taking a lot of your time, is do your homework. Okay, coach.
No, I appreciate that. And once again, I'm going to piggyback off that. All right. I see this all the time, every time. Okay. This is what happens. A kid, and this is just like a mindset that kills a lot of situations. Both parents and athletes. Okay. They say, well, I'm gonna wait till my senior year to start taking my grades seriously, start turning my work. I'm gonna start taking my training seriously. I'm gonna start lifting like I'm supposed to. I'm start eating like I'm supposed to. I'm gonna start getting private training like I'm supposed to. I want parents and athletes to please get out of this, this. I'm gonna wait till senior year. I'm gonna wait till my senior year mindset. Okay. If you are an athlete and or parent that is listening to this right now, when you say, okay, I'm going to wait till his senior year, or you're an athlete, so I'm going to wait till my senior year to do X, Y, and Z, the school that you probably really want to go to, a lot of times it's probably out of that equation, right? And I just told you, it's so competitive out here. So if you wait till pretty much your senior year to almost do anything, right, to get your grades in order, to make sure you're taking your SAT, ACT, you're behind the eight ball, right? I would even take it a step further, right? So if you are, let's say, if you're a sophomore right now, you might as well go ahead and schedule for the SAT or ACT right now. It's really never too early, but that junior year is your sweet spot when you need to get it done. But I would say to take it a step even further, going into your junior year, which is basically this time right now. If you're a sophomore, this spring right now, go ahead and get registered for it. So that way, you can have an idea of what your test score is, because next fall, you're going to be technically eligible to be able to talk to college coaches and things as such, just because you will be able to, you will technically on September 1st of your junior year, September 1st, you're technically considered a junior bystander, and then coaches can call you and stuff like that. So please, get out of the mindset of, okay, we're gonna wait till our senior year to to do this for Johnny, and get him trained. We're gonna do all this stuff. By your senior year, I'm not sorry really, but by your senior year, your opportunity that you wanted to go whatever school is very likely gone. Okay, very likely gone. So I'm gonna at the end we're gonna have questions. So if you have any questions, please save them. We'll let you unmute yourself. You can go ahead and drop them in the chat. But please make sure, again, get out of the mindset. We're gonna wait to my senior year. Okay. If you are going to be a senior, right? You're going to be a senior next year. You're a junior right now. All right. If you have not registered for the NCAA clearinghouse, excuse me, it's not the clearinghouse. That's what it used to be called when I was playing. Eligibility Center. If you're not registered for the Eligibility Center, if you're not registered for the SAT, ACT, you need to do that. You need to get registered for the clearinghouse. Eligibility Center. Sorry. and then your grades, right? That needs to be your three biggest focus right now. Don't worry about, you don't need to be worrying about camps, about football or basketball, soccer, lacrosse. You need to be worried about those three things right there, because if you don't have those three things, I'll tell you this, you have to be registered with the NCAA clearinghouse. I know I keep saying clearinghouse, eligibility center, to go on an official visit. And we'll get into visits on our next series. But visits, official visits, is basically where they pay. Okay, so they're not gonna waste any money on you if you're not even eligible due to the eligibility standards in regards to you being able to be qualified to play on NCAA level. And let me say this as a disclaimer: just because you are eligible for the clearinghouse eligibility center, just because you are, you have the GPA to match and you have the ACT score to match, that it does not deem you qualified to actually attend the school. All right, that just means you meet the qualifications from the eligibility center that the NCAA has provided. All right, so that's level one to even being able to play the sport beyond high school, outside your grades, your test score is getting registered with the NCAA eligibility center to be able to, go on official visits and stuff like that. You can go on many unofficial visits as you want. Those are where you pay: camps, game day visits, unofficial, the junior days, whatever it may be, virtual tours. All those are considered unofficial visits. All right. With that being said, does anybody have any questions? If you want to unmute yourself, go ahead and do that. Me or Coach Hughes will take your questions, and then we'll do a wrap up here, and then we'll get out of here.
Hey, Coach Holman, how you doing? This is Kenneth, and Nicholas is my kid right here, Nicholas Serrano.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing well, doing well. What question or questions do you have this evening?
No, we're gonna be going on an unofficial visit with Santino. Santino just joined you right now too.
Okay. Santino, what's up, brother?
Yeah, he's there.
Okay.
So yeah, we're going to North Carolina on Sunday, and I set up an unofficial visit at Wingate University with the recruiting coordinator over there. So yeah, we're
Is that J.R. Clark?
Yeah, Coach Clark.
Yeah. I know of him. Okay, I know of him. I don't know him, but I know of him. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna be doing that on Monday next week. We're gonna wake up in the morning, go. We set up a scheduling tour with the admissions office, and it's gonna be their first time. They're freshmen in high school, but I try to preach to them. They gotta go to all the camps, like you guys say. Stand out in the camps. I try to get them to go to all the camps that we have down here in Miami. And basically, you got to start same way. I try to explain to them is, same way, you work on your craft, you got to go work on your visits,
Yeah, absolutely.
And, and know how to act and, be around these recruiting coaches, because, that's what you're going to be doing your junior and your senior year.
Absolutely, man. You're actually you're far ahead of the game, which is nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's actually good that you are taking them on an unofficial visit. In regards for them, them being freshmen and being young, they can explore the world right now, right? But as they get closer to their senior year, they're going to be more specific. Which right now, they still have opportunity to grow, and kind of let their bodies fill out. But I would say this, man. What you going on that visit, that is fantastic. For them, just as a nugget that I would have you guys ask, the recruiting guy there or girl, whoever it may be, is find out how many players they bring in every year at their specific position, right? So, if they're offensive linemen, how many offensive linemen they bring in every year? Are we bringing about 5 or 6? Okay, how many D linemen? How many quarterbacks? How many wide receivers? So then as you guys progress it would be a situation you go, okay, well, I know they bring in, 5 or 6 guys every year. They only got 2 guys that are committed. So, okay, now, this might be a potential school that we are actively pursuing because they still have room left, right? So I think that's something that you guys can do on a visit. That's really no harm, no foul. Just to kind of give you guys an idea of, what they bring in year in and year out on as far as guys at the specific position.
Okay. Thank you for the input there. We appreciate
Yeah,
that.
man. Yeah, man. Like I said, have you guys have a good time. I've been on a lot of different visits, but I think that the one key takeaway I do say, I do want to add this, just because I was sitting down in the coaches meeting with the SEC school, and I was asking the coach, hey, tell me about what sticks out to you when you see a player or when a player comes on a visit. And he says any athlete that talks about, hey coach, what type of system are you guys running? Let's talk football. Let's get on the chalkboard. Now I'm not for sure if they'll be able to do that at this moment when they go on this visit, but that's just something to kind of get your mind thinking about. And the athlete more so thinking about, okay, like the thing is, they have so many kids that do come on visits. A lot of times they're the ones initiating the conversation. So if a player says, "Hey, coach, would you be willing to sit down and let's talk and talk about schemes and what you guys do, and then why you guys do this?" It definitely it's one of those things where coaches are like, "Oh man, I like this kid." One, he carries himself the right way, and two, he is a player that I want because he's hungry for knowledge, right? He's hungry for knowledge. So that would be another thing. I don't know if they'll be able to do that, this first initial visit. But as anybody that's listening to this on rebroadcast and anybody live right now with us, that's something that your athlete definitely wants to do. Even right now, even in the midst of this, as we are kind of still doing things online and visits are limited and stuff or such, these are things that you can do right now. Um, just scheduling a Zoom call with the coach and say, hey, let's talk football. Let's get on the board and do this, or let's talk basketball, let's talk soccer, lacrosse, whatever the sport may be.
Yeah.
This is something that can that's universal, can go and can go across the board.
Thank you, coach.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I look forward to seeing you guys in Florida, man.
Yeah, for sure. We'll be there.
Sounds good, man. Well, you guys are already in Florida. I'll see you
Yeah,
guys in
we're here.
Tampa.
We're in Miami, so
Yeah, I'll see you guys on the West Coast, man.
on the
Oh,
West
oh
Coast.
yeah, West Coast.
Yeah, the West Coast.
All right, blessings, man. Who else
All
has
right.
a question? Appreciate you guys. And yeah, we're taking more questions, man. If you have any more questions, and just the biggest thing is, it's fantastic that a freshman parent is taking some freshmen up on their first visit, which is always good, always good. The sooner you can start, the better off. The more exposure you can gain over time, right? Because things are going to change from the freshman year to the sophomore year, even to the junior year. But having the idea and being able to go out on a visit at an early age is always good. Do we have any more questions here before I give it the funnel nugget of the night? Does anybody have any questions, concerns? Just kind of giving an update in regards to what we have on the docket. Um, we are doing a all position camp June 18th in Xenia, Ohio. We'll be doing a lineman 5-day retreat in the state of Florida on the campus of IMG. We are also doing film breakdown. Oh my goodness, let me speak on that real fast. Actually, um, I'm not here to brag or boast, but I can literally say I've taken a look at maybe 3 kids film in the last 2 months. That they were seniors. They were going to be seniors. They're 2022 class 2022, and literally made changes to their film. Coach Hughes has even. I guess I got to give Coach Hughes credit for one of them. I'm not going to take all the credit. So I have 2. Coach Hughes has the one, but have looked at guys' film and basically said, okay, hey, this is what you need to take out. You know, you need to move this around. So film evaluation, that's something that we specialize in. And that has resulted of all three of those guys getting offers. The latest kid that just got an offer was from Ball State, Eastern Michigan, and he had two more offers from somewhere else that he just got as well. So the biggest thing is, you know, once you get your grades, your test score, and your get registered with the NCAA eligibility center, that film that's the next component at the end of the day to help you be able to leverage your skill set. Okay, leverage your skill set. Coach Hughes, you got a final nugget before I give my final nugget?
Just do your homework. That's always my final nugget. Do your homework.
Keep it.
Yeah.
I like it. Keep it simple, man. Keep it simple.
I was just going to say, even at 2.5s, guys, a lot of times it's hard to get into school. The higher your GPA, the more your options will be. Do your homework. That's all I got, Coach.
That works perfect. That works perfect. Final nugget. Final nugget. Please get out of the mindset of, you know, I don't have control of the situation. You do. All right. Your grades. You have control of your grades, right? Control what you can control. You can control your grades, your GPA, your test score. You might have to get a tutor, but you can control that. Your film, you have control of that. What you produce on film. All right. So control what you can control. You can't control if a school is going to offer or not. You can't control that, right? But with that being said, you know, once that opportunity comes, you got to find your fit. You got to find your fit, right? Go to the schools that want you, that are loving you, that are reaching out to you each and every day, right? Don't don't get too big time where, you know, now if you have offers from every school in the country, okay, hey, listen, I get it. You got your top 5, your top 3, whatever it may be. Cool. But if you're a guy, which is where the middle of the pack, where the majority of people are, in the middle of the pack, you can't leave any options for a chance, man. So listen, I appreciate everybody's time this evening. And those that are watching this on rebroadcast. With that being said, we'll see you guys next week. God bless.
Thank you, Coach Holman.
Have a good one. Kim. She might have left. Oh, yeah.